When is a Whopper not a Whopper? Find out today on That's Rank. Welcome back to That's Rank, your home for food news and reviews. My name is Chris, and today we're going to put Burger King's most legendary sandwich to the test and find out if their plant-based version can truly make the impossible possible. Now, the Whopper is, of course, the staple of Burger King going all the way back to 1957 when Burger King founder James McLemore figured the consumers might in fact want a bigger burger for the ever-increasing American appetite. It was named the Whopper because he thought it conveyed the image of something big. Now, competitors have tried for years to match the success of this sandwich, with top rival McDonald's making 6 different attempts, including the McDLT, the Arch Deluxe, and the Big and Tasty. But try as they might, this is one area they have not been able to successfully take away Burger King's market share. Of course, we now live in an era where plant-based meat is all the rage, and in 2019, Burger King began testing their Impossible Whopper to rave reviews. Ever since then, it's rolled out all across North America, and of course, the question everybody has for Burger King since is, why is your mascot so damn creepy? So I can't answer that, but I am looking to find out if the Impossible Whopper is every bit as good as the original. I bought one of each sandwich with all the standard toppings, except for mayo, of course, because this is a taste test and not a gross food episode. The only time you're ever going to see me celebrate mayo on this channel is the day that the god-awful egg sauce is abolished for good. Now, in order to make today's episode just a little bit more interesting, I had my wife remove these from the wrapper, and I'm going to be going into this blindly. You at home are going to know which is which, but I legitimately at this point have no idea. What I want to see is whether or not I can clearly define the meat from the plant. And while I'm a meat guy, I'll be honest, I'm not sure I could simply identify a Whopper on command. I last ate a Whopper for the limited time Franken Whopper release that I reviewed back at Halloween, but before that, I'm not sure I'd even had a Whopper in the previous 20 years, and that's honestly not a joke. I'm just not a Burger King guy. And while I acknowledge that the Whopper is definitely a good burger, I just don't ever find myself there. So I feel like that puts me in a pretty good position to give this a fair and balanced competitive review. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one, and I wanna make it a point not to look directly at the meat until after I've completed the taste test. We're gonna zoom in and take a closer look once I've tried them, but I wanna make sure that this is absolutely a true blind taste test so that if there's anything that visually makes it clear that one is a plant-based burger, or if there's anything that just looks a little bit off from the texture, that it's something that I can identify by mouthfeel and not by using my eyes. If I had to venture a guess, and I know that you already know, but I would say that this is probably the veggie burger. I'm not set on it though until I try the other one. It's just that it doesn't have like a really strong beefy flavor to it. It's got all the right chew, like texturally, it's right. Something feels off, but it could just as well just be a frozen burger patty. So I'm not willing to completely hang my hat on it, but my guess at this point is that this is the veggie burger. All right, second one going down the hatch. This one spit up ketchup all over the place. Yeah, if this isn't the Whopper right here, I'll be completely knocked off my feet. This is the better hamburger. This is still quite good, but it just tastes like a standard frozen patty. This has a little bit more sort of charbroiled, grilled meat flavor to it going on. Let's find out. I've got little sticky notes on the bottom. This doesn't say anything. I don't know what she put on. I hope at least one of them says something. Fake meat. Okay, so I can tell the difference one from the other. Now let's zoom in and take a look at each and see if there's anything visually that clearly defines one from the other as well. Okay, this is the veggie burger up close, and as you can see from a texture standpoint, this just goes back to what I said earlier. It looks like a frozen beef patty. The kind of things that you would get from the El Cheapo freezer section in your grocery store. Not the really good ones that cost like $2 a burger, but I'm talking about the ones that you can pick up in like the generic packaging and cost about 50 cents a burger. The kind of things that you would get at a charity fundraiser at a school. This is what this looks like, and flavor-wise, that's what I would put it on par with. It's still an okay burger. I'd order it again. I like it just fine, but it doesn't compare to the actual Whopper that we've got over here. You can see that there is a difference. It's actually got a little bit of the fat that has come out of the burger there. You see all those little spots there? That's not displayed on the other hamburger. So I can tell that this one is the real meat. But if you had told me up front that this is just cheap, inexpensive burger meat, I would believe you. Still, it's pretty wild that from a visual standpoint, the difference is not quite as staggering as you would imagine between a veggie patty and a real beef patty. I gotta say, the faux meat industry is doing some pretty crazy things with their meat technology these days, and that looks pretty spot on. So here's my final thoughts on it, which is I'm actually decidedly impressed by this. Texture, size, and relative flavor, it's there. Not only am I okay with it, I would order this again. It's got 30 fewer calories than the original Whopper, nearly as much protein, less sodium. You know what, I'll post all the nutritional information up here on the screen for you. But I'd say that the most important part is that it is simply less red meat that I'd be putting in my diet, and it still gives me all the stuff that I like about eating meat. I'm never gonna stop eating meat, but if I can get a reasonably good substitute here and there, I'm happy to give it a go. This one is definitively the better burger, but the margin is not so extreme that this one isn't worth your time. So now I turn it over to you. If you've tried the Impossible Whopper, do you agree with what I've shared here today? Are you a convert, or are you still a bit skeptical about the entire faux meat industry? Comment below, share your thoughts. I'd love to discuss this further, and thanks of course for liking and subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao for now.